Hello there, everybody. This is TJ Fowler for Skullbanger Media. I am here with Hansi and André of Blind Guardian, the unofficial heavy metal band of Middle Earth. but they were kind enough to sit and do an interview with me, and got some good questions because you guys got a big album coming out, Beyond the Red Mirror.
Yeah, that's true.
And first of all, just to kind of get a background on this album, it's essentially a continuation of a couple songs from Imaginations from the Other Side.
Yes.
Correct? Now, I'll let you guys explain that. I know the songs, but just tell everybody out there kind of what's going on here.
Well, basically, it is very closely related to Imaginations, not only with regard to the two songs, but also with regard to almost every song on the album. Sometimes I just caught the attitude of a certain song in Imaginations, and sometimes I even relate it to lyrical issues, be it keywords, be it topics, whatever. I mean, there's a little bit of everything. Going back to Bright Eyes and the Story Ends, you probably will figure that there is a story told about a young boy who's living in isolation and is supposed to be the chosen one in a different world, which he's not living in. Due to several circumstances, he is supposed to make a decision at the end of and the story ends, whether he stays in his world where he doesn't belong, or to go to another world which is unknown to him. He at the very end stays in front of a mirror, and we will not figure whether he's going to take the jump or not. And I just revisited that particular moment when I started thinking about a concept for Beyond the Red Mirror, and just thought what might have happened to the boy, you know, and which decision he finally made.
Sure.
And I just decided that this boy, since he was small and sort of anxious, did decide to stay where he was, and therefore created some complication for both worlds, because he was supposed to do the jump. And this is where the storyboard of Beyond the Red Mirror starts. You know, we will follow this boy who has turned into a man because 20 years has passed, and this boy is trying to find back a way to get his old memories. And once he gets his old memories, he realizes the mistake he has made, and therefore tries to find a way back to this other world. And this is supposed to be found at the Red Mirror, which is the final portal between the two worlds.
Okay. All right. Let me get this microphone just a little closer here, by the way. So
I'll take that away.
Sure. Make sure that is on. Yeah. Okay. All right. So now, Blind Guardian, it's no surprise to anybody in the metal community. When it comes to a Blind Guardian album, you guys show a lot of attention to detail.
Yeah.
A lot of attention. And through the years, you have obviously implemented orchestral elements. This album, you've really implemented some orchestral elements.
Yeah.
3 choirs, I believe, from 3 different cities. And
countries even.
Yeah, countries, yeah. Boston, Hungary, or Boston, Massachusetts, Hungary, and Czech Republic.
That's true.
And then you also have 2 full 90-piece orchestras, right?
Yeah.
Now, how do you manage that kind of insanity? I mean, how do you make? I mean, can you talk about why you used that much, and what makes it? How do you keep it all in order without it falling apart?
Well, it sounds more ambitious than it is, to be honest. There was a need for a huge orchestra on the album. We felt that in songs like Grand Parade or And the Story Ends. Sorry, At the Edge of Time. But one orchestra with 90 people would have been enough. Yeah. But due to timing issues, we were supposed to find a new orchestra in between the recordings, because the orchestra we are used to work with was not available for the period of time we have had to do that. So this was the reason to bring in a second orchestra. The Budapest guys managed to do that in a spectacular way, so all went out fine. It's slightly different with regard to the choirs, because they do not, interact together usually. So they are spotted on different places on the album, and they all have a slightly different occasion. But there is one particular piece, and this is in the beginning of the 9th wave. We have a sort of Camina Burana like choir
Okay.
You know, and we wanted to create this atmosphere. And Camina Burana demands a lot of people. The regular choir you can get contains at a maximum 40 people. And that would not have been enough. And this is the reason we went for 3 different choirs, because we needed the individual voices, which all deliver a slightly different vibe to a part. To have that transposed in the best possible way.
Okay. Well, now, do you feel sometimes with so many moving parts and musical elements, is it easy to kind of go overboard with the orchestral stuff? Like, oh, we got all this stuff, let's just really blow it out of the water. Has your fans ever said, guys, can you bring it back just a little bit? Do you think you found a good balance on this album?
I don't think it's that this album is overloaded. We have so much experience with this, and we know when a song, where's the thin line to overload a song. Of course, it's always a matter of taste. Some people like plain straight music a little bit better, but I think most of our fans appreciate that epic style very much. And I think that we have the right taste to find a good balance between the metal band and the orchestra. And especially in Grand Parade, we could improve the dynamic flow a lot. How to bring in the orchestra there and play around with the song structure even better than in the songs before. It's for a reason that this song is the final of the album, because in my opinion it's the strongest composition we did.
Well, now, the reason I kind of brought that up, you know, listening to your first 3 or 4 albums, you know, you're more of a straight ahead band, you know, and Battalions of Fear I feel is great. The song The Trial of Acheron, going into the Wizard's Crown, fantastic work on your part, man. I mean, that's great, great stuff. Now, obviously you've went to what you are now. Do you think it would be possible for Blind Guardian to be successful if you went back to something like that? Do you think the fans would be receptive to it, or is those days gone?
Depending. If it comes out as a natural process, then I would not have any doubts, because then this would be what we really feel. That would be the spirit of the age we deliver at that point. But since this is not coming out naturally, we do not push it. There's no need to push it.
I think that for us, as far as we can go in the, let's say, original 80s sound, is a song like Holy Grail, which is very straight, and for us it's like in the tradition of the old Blind Guardian style. But the band improved playing-wise and performance-wise. It's a little bit different, and you cannot turn the time back. I mean, the albums were good in the time when they were done, and you should leave them there. For me, it's more important to be authentic, and what we do now, how we think now, how we improved as musicians. Doing such a thing wouldn't be so authentic, because we could never catch this original spirit again that we lived during these days of the 80s.
Well, I agree. You know, you if you try to fake it, usually people see it. So.
It's even, you know, if you're just thinking about pleasing someone else than yourself, you're lost.
Well, now, about Beyond the Red Mirror, what do you think will be the biggest surprise for the Blind Guardian fans when they hear this album when it releases in February, and what do you hope that a listener will get from this album?
I think pretty lots of stuff is going on in the Ninth Wave, and this is maybe one of the surprising plots on the album. If you listen to this one, I would be really surprised if that does not strike people by surprise. Why is that? There are so many dystopian, disturbing elements in. There is an orchestra in, but it's treated in a completely different way in comparison to Wheel of Time or Sacred Words, for example. It has more of a distorted 20th century classical orchestra, and it's just supporting the band, because the main element there, different to At the Edge of Time and Grand Parade, would be the band's performance. You know, the rhythm guitars are outstanding on this number. They're down-tuned, they are far more brutal than anything we have done before. It has a modern metal sounding type of thing going on, but still in a Blind Guardian shape.
Great.
And this is maybe the biggest challenge, you know, to bring in something which does not normally interfere with Blind Guardian, but in a matter that it interferes. The choir, as mentioned before, will surprise people, even though this is maybe something you would expect from Blind Guardian.
Right.
The way I started singing will most certainly catch the people by surprise.
Sure. Okay, great. Okay, so next question here. Now, in times past, you've reached out to fans. I know of once that you asked, hey, what would you like us to write a song about? And I'm a fan of what you wrote the song about, the Dragonlance saga. And I know it's not, you know, some big lengthy work compared to some of the other stuff you've done. But I've always been a fan of Dragonlance. I like the Raceland character.
Oh,
and,
beautiful.
Oh, he's a great character, great character. And I don't care what, Dragonlance in that community, the Dungeons and Dragons community, it gets kind of a bad rap. But me personally, I think some of those characters that were written were very well done.
Yes.
And Raceland,
I would agree.
Yeah, Raceland was fantastic. And the song you wrote, Soul Forge, was fantastic. As a Dragonlance fan, and I know you got to do it if it feels authentic, would you ever think about going back and revisiting maybe that world or a character or anything?
It depends on the song. I would not have detected it if we would not have had this request to the fans, this voting. I loved it, and I agree. Wrestling is amazing. There are other interesting characters. At the moment, I'm more tending to do more individual stuff.
Sure.
Be it storytelling, like on Beyond the Red Mirror, be it something personal. This would be more in my spirit at the moment.
Sure.
But in general, the way I'm going to design lyrics is demanded by the music.
Okay.
So if there is a song which I feel has the sort of Dragonlance attitude, then I would do so.
Okay. Well, let me ask this. I'm going to put you on the spot. Besides Raceland, who was a character that you did think was kind of a standout guy or female in those sagas?
I like the knight who died.
Stern.
Yeah.
Stern.
This is one guy I liked a lot. And of course the pseudo hobbit dwarf guy.
The Kender, Tassel
the Kender,
the Tassel Hawk guy that stole everything.
Yeah.
Did you read the novels as well, or was it all on him? Okay.
But I played every Dungeon and Dragon computer game. Sure. Unfortunately, I didn't like them so much. So, yeah, it's a pity, because I think the concept is great.
Yeah.
But they never found a really good.
Baldur's Gate. You never played Baldur's Gate? Did you ever play that one?
Of course, Baldur's Gate is one of my. That was Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, that was Dungeons. That was in Forgotten Realms.
You're right.
There you go.
Okay. I take it back.
Nerding out.
Okay, I take it. Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 was brilliant.
Time for coffee.
was brilliant, of course. Yes, that was brilliant games, and they did a remake of Baldur's Gate. That is awesome. Yeah, I forgot about.
Don't worry, I'll remind you.
But okay, if I'm talking about earlier games, you would agree
about them being bad. Is that what you're talking about? There were some. There's a company called SSI that did some that were okay, but yeah, there's some that's pretty awful.
Yeah,
pretty awful.
That's what I meant.
Yeah. So, okay, let's get back to the serious stuff. All right, guys. Now, a tour. Now you're going to start off next year on the 70,000 Tons of Metal, correct?
Yep.
But the big thing here is no summer festivals yet, because you got some still big projects going on, correct, for touring and side things.
That's true. First, there will be the European tour, which starts in April and will keep us busy until the mid of June.
Okay.
And then instead of doing festivals, we decided it is about the right time to go back to the studio, and I will have to do a good amount of my finishing in the orchestral project.
Okay.
We started writing stuff for that 20 years ago.
Okay.
And so we feel it's about the right time to let this little baby go.
Sure, sure.
If everything works out fine, this is going to happen in 2016.
Okay.
After this gap in summer, we most probably will hit North America first.
Okay.
And then go to South America, Australia and Japan. And then Christmas again.
Okay, great, great. Now, guys, this is something I try to ask every metal band because it's a little unique. And actually, I don't see it being beyond you guys because you've covered the Beach Boys before.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, being from Tennessee, Elvis is a big thing there. If Blind Guardian was to do a Elvis tune, which one would you like to do?
I'm a big Elvis fan, so to say that. And I know a lot of songs, but I still have to take an all-time classic, which André immediately will agree on, I'm sure, Viva Las Vegas.
Oh,
I mean, Dead Kennedys did a remarkable cover version of that back in the 80s.
Yeah, Viva Las Vegas is a cool
Viva
song.
Las Vegas is so damn great, and we love Las Vegas.
But yeah, right. But he also did some faster stuff in his early days, right? And probably you could check out if something fits for the faster guitars and from the rhythm. But that's a thing. If you would do something,
about songs, you know.
if you would think about it and would go in the details, you had to check some.
A Devil in Disguise also would be great too. So there are many songs. His latest Flame, you know. I feel it is easier to go for Viva Las Vegas. That would be mine.
Okay. And
you know, and I have to sing it.
yeah, I have to sing that. All right, well, guys, we'll wrap it up.
I love Las Vegas. That's fine with me.
Okay, all right. Well, now we'll wrap it up here, and I want to say thank you again for taking the time to talk to me.
Thanks for having us.
I've been a fan in Tennessee since '95.
Thank you.
And again, is there anything you want to say to anybody out there before we get off here?
Come to Helsinki and see us when we're here in June.
Are you coming in June?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, great.
Join the live party.
Yeah.
We need everyone. We like everyone.
Yeah. All right. Thanks a lot. And
thank you.